Good evening, everyone. This is Lisa with Hillcrest. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone has had a great day. It was a little rough this morning with all the wind, but the sun came out, so I hope everyone got to enjoy the day. So I have two books tonight. First one I have, this one is called The Dot. This is by Peter Reynolds. This is a really good book about creativity and using your imagination. So this one is good. And then I have another Dr. Seuss book in my big book called The Sneetches by Dr. Seuss. So I'll go ahead and read these. So we'll get started. So the first one is called The Dot. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. Ah, a polar bear and a snowstorm, she said. Very funny, said Vashti. I just can't draw. I wonder why. Her teacher smiled. Just make a mark and see where it takes you. Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good strong jab. There. Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, Now sign it. Vashti thought for a moment. Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name. The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn, her dot, all framed in swirly gold. Look at that. With her signature and everything. I can make a better dot than that, she said. She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. I think it might have inspired her creativity. Vashti painted and painted. A red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the yellow, she discovered that she could make a green dot. Vashti kept experimenting, lots of little dots in many colors. Well, that's pretty cool. If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too. Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on bigger paper to make bigger dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. Oh my, that is a big painting there. Her creativity is through the roof, all based on this one idea of a dot. That's pretty cool. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Wow, she has a lot of pieces of artwork now. Look at that. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw, he said. I bet you can, said Vashti. Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. Show me. The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, Please, sign it. And that is the end of the dot. Sometimes it all just starts with something simple to create something different, just to get, your creative juices flowing. So I think that one's really cool because sometimes all you have to do is just start. So, and always, like any great artist, you always have to sign your work. All right, next story in my big book here. I've got The Sneetches by Dr. Seuss. Now the star-belly Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain-belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big, they were really so small, you might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had stars, all the star-belly Sneetches would brag. We're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches. With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with the plain-belly sort. And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking. When the star-belly children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain belly children had none upon theirs. That is no fun. When the star-belly Sneetches had frankfurter roasts, or picnic or parties, or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain belly Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near, and that's how they treated them year after year. Then one day, it seems, while the plain belly Sneetches were moping and doping alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. My friends, he announced in a voice clear and keen, my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles, I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappy. I've come here to help you. I have what you need, and my prices are low, and I work at great speed, and my work is 100% guaranteed. There he is in his car. He's got quite the car there. Then, quickly, Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. And he said, you want stars like a star-belly Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard. So they clambered inside. Then the big machine roared. And it clonked and it bonked and it jerked and it burked and it bopped them about. But the thing really worked. When the plain belly Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties. And now we can go to your frankfurter parties. Good grief, groaned the ones who had stars at the first. We're still the best Sneetches, and they are the worst. But now how in the world will we know? They all frowned, if which kind is what, or the other way round. Then came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said, things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who? That is perfectly true. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetches on the beaches, and all it will cost you is $10 eaches. He's got another plan. Belly stars are no longer in style, said McBean. What you need is a trip through my star off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars, so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on theirs. And that handy machine, working very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. Then with snoots in the air, they paraded about, and they opened their beaks, and they let out a shout. We know who is who. Now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without. Then, of course, those with stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star was now frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things really got into a horrible mess. Oh boy. All the rest of that day, on those wild, screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines, they raced around and about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money. They kept running through, until neither the plane nor the starbellies knew whether this one was that one, or that one was this one, or which one was what, or what one was who. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of Sneetches. Then, when every last cent of their money was spent, the fixed-up chappie packed up and he went. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They never learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch. He took all of their money. Oh my goodness. So there's a lot of Sneetches. But McBean was quite wrong. I'm quite happy to say that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day all the Sneetches forgot about stars and whether they had one or not upon ours. Well, that was a good story. I'm glad they all learned. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the docs. Very creative one. I hope that gets your creative juices flowing, and then Sneetches, which is a good lesson that you don't always have to fit in with everybody else. You can always just do your own thing. So I hope you guys appreciate those books and enjoy them. And have a great night. And until next time, thank you so much.